Right. So, the new recruits are here. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. Alright, listen, guards. At all times, your new life lies ahead. Well, that all depends on how well this all goes. Believe they actually found a good amount of survivors. I'm not 100% sure how many exactly, but... okay. I suppose it's time. I don't think I've been this nervous in a long time. Jeez, okay. A few deep breaths, okay. 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 We're ready. Right, we've got a family. We've got a man, right? Quinn and Maximus. We've got another family by the looks of it. Okay, anyone else? Yeah, people there. Is there someone laying down as well? And then there's a man here too. Okay, hey Jem. Ah, Ryan! Our recruiters found a good amount of stable survivors. Not bad for the first time, huh? Yeah, it's actually really good. Were there any complications? Nope, none. Everyone complied. Handed over all weapons, any accessories, everything. They all handed over their dirty clothes that are being cleaned right now. They all thanked us for the hot showers too, so yeah, all good. That's great, yeah. They all filled in the applications. Yeah, they all did that before they took the showers. They lined up just as requested, filled out the forms just as requested, and they were all patient and waited their turns for the showers. Amazing. That's really good to hear. I mean, I was sort of worried that they weren't going to listen to what we were telling them to do, since obviously they'd been out there for so long. But thank you so much, Jen. It's really good to hear that. Are the documents in that chest, like you said they'd be? You know, we planned on putting them in there. Yeah, go ahead and take a look at them. Cool. Yeah. Suppose let's see who we've got then, and see if I can. What I'll do is I'll take the books. I'll read the applications and see who is who, and then I'm gonna see if I can figure out who is obviously who by the names, right? So, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, but there's more than 7 people there, so... Right, let's see the first application, see who signed up first. Okay, so, full name, Maydeen Testarossa, I believe it's pronounced Testarossa or Testarossa? I believe it's Testarossa. Makes more sense, so Maydeen. Okay. Birth date, 31st of October 1990. That would make her 28, I believe, now. Okay, fair enough. Job before, company CEO. Okay, seems like a fair enough thing to have. Likes reading, cooking, singing, and martial arts. Fair enough, some interesting likes there. Okay. Dislikes walkers. Fair enough, I'm expecting to see a lot of that, to be fair. Ex-husbands? Interesting. And people harming my daughters. Right, so that must be the woman with the red hair that I saw when I came in. It looked like she had 2 daughters. So, twins by the looks of it as well. They looked pretty identical, so... Okay, so I'm thinking that's who that is. Right, so medical conditions, none. Okay, good. Fair enough. Number of walkers killed, countless. Number of humans killed, 10. Right, okay. I'm hoping that is the honest answer. Okay, why you killed them? Bandits, crazy ex-husband. So she killed her ex-husband, kill her best friend? Killed her best friend, and turning lover. Interesting. And aces. Okay, so I suppose the answer to the next question will be yes, they have passed with aces and saviors. Okay. Any passed with aces, saviors, or other? Yes. Saviors asked me to join them. I see. I killed multiple aces on my journey here. Okay, right. Anything you'd like to take part in? Teaching. Teaching? That's interesting, okay. Guarding, caring for animals, or farming. I see. Right, teaching could be pretty useful. I mean, sort of in need for a teacher. We need to build a school first, but teaching could be interesting. Caring for the animals, that's good, because she would have seen the sheep when she walked in and seen that we have animals here. See, that's the only reason the sheep is there. The sheep is only there to sort of show that we have animals here. So, okay, yeah, good. I'm liking this application so far. And history, right, okay. This is where I get to know these people, right? Here goes nothing. When it all started, I was at home. Massey and Sammy were at school, so they must be our daughters. Right, my neighbours turned and tried to kill me. As soon as I realised what was going on, I rushed to the school. As I got there, all the kids were running out, including Sammy, but not Massey. Oh, I see. So there's two daughters there, so she must have found them, right? We waited for Massey to come out of the door. Turns out she already had. She was knocked over in the commotion and was being trampled on the whole time. Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. She split her cheek open. Luckily, we managed to stitch her up and she lived. Wow. Right, so I'm presuming that one of them's going to have a scar, and that's how we'll be able to determine which child is which. Right, okay. Anyway, we left the school. Massey was still bleeding at this point, and I was rapidly driving to a hospital. It was completely overrun and wasn't an option. Fair enough. Instead, we drove to my ex-husband's place, Massey and Sammy's father. He was able to stitch Massey's face. After we met up with him, we left to find my best friend. We found them, and the 5 of us survived for a long time. Then my husband went crazy and forced me to kill him. Then my best friend went crazy too and tried to kill me. I had to kill them. It was soon after that we got attacked by raiders. I see. They tried to kidnap my daughters, and who knows what they would have done to them. Let's just say I have an idea. I mean, there's all kinds of things that people can do out there now, which is, well, we've got to be careful with who we let in, so it's handy that people are actually honest with this. We need people to be as honest about everything they've done as possible in order to establish who is sane enough or compliant enough to actually join the community, right? So I killed them all, and the saviors saw me. They saw what I could do and asked me to join them. I refused. Interesting. We survived for a while alone after that, just my daughters and I. We did what we had to, and Massey even killed someone to save me one time. Okay. If I could go back and do it myself, I would have. After that, we didn't stay in one place for long, but when we did, we found a woman. We saved her, and I got close to her. Wasn't long before she became my lover, but all good things come to an end, and she got bit. So this must be the turned lover that she had to kill, right? Okay. Before she turned, she asked me to kill her. I did. Her name was Relina. Is it Relina or Relena? I think it's Relina, so we're just going to go with that for now. But once again, I realized I couldn't stay in one place for too long. After that, we kept moving until we heard about this place. Sammy begged me to give this place a go, and that's why I'm here. Killed 3 aces to get here, and that was around a week ago. Right. Okay. So that's Maydeen, Massey, and Sammy's story, right? There's still a few more pages. Oh, right, okay. So the daughters wrote theirs too, right? Okay. Full name, Sammy Testarossa. Birth date, 1st of January 2011. So she's only 7 years old. And she was born on the 1st of the year. That's crazy. New Year's Day. Interesting. Job before, none, obviously. Likes sport, plushies, other children, and Pokemon. That's interesting. It's been a while since I've actually seen the word Pokemon, but I see. So it's good that she likes other children. That's going to come in handy with when it comes to socializing. She's actually the same age as Erica and Ashton, which is good. So it could be possible friends for them. Dislikes snakes, bullies, and monsters. Now, by monsters, I presume she means the walkers, although she might not, but very interesting. Yeah, snakes, bullies, monsters. Okay, right, I see. Medical conditions, none. Number walkers killed, 20. So she's actually killed some walkers. That's good and bad at the same time, but interesting. That's interesting, I'll put it that way. Number humans killed 0. Why you killed them? Obviously blank. Okay. History all listed in Maydeen Testarossas. I see. Okay. Right, so that's that. And now full name Massey Testarossa. Birthday 1st of January, so they are twins. Okay, yeah. Right, job before none, obviously. Likes reading, cooking, art, Pokemon, and Relena. That's the mother's lover that she had to kill. I see. That's interesting, that is. It's good. Okay. Dislikes bullies, storms, interesting. Dad. Well, that's interesting too. Weren't expecting to see that. And walkers, so she calls them walkers, not monsters, whereas her sister calls them monsters. Very interesting. Okay. Medical conditions. Oh, frequent cold sweats. I see. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, fair enough. There's actually someone with a medical condition. I mean, we've got a few people with asthma and a few things like that, but all right, I see. So I don't know. I'd have to speak to France about that actually, and Tara and all the other doctors here about whether that's something we can I don't know, give medication for. I'm not too sure, but I suppose we'll find out. Okay, number walkers killed 45. Interesting. I like how they're keeping count. That's very interesting to me. Number of humans killed 1. I remember that being written. Why you killed them? He tried to kill Mama. I see. Okay then. Fair enough. History mostly listed in Maydeen Testarossas. Okay. Oh, mostly. Okay, there's actually someone here. At the beginning, I was at school. I was trapped under other kids and it was so cold. I cut my face and fell asleep. Now I sometimes get cold sweats, as Mama calls them. I see. Very interesting. Okay, so we've got Maydeen, Massey, and Sammy. Interesting. Okay, right. Next, we have full name, Keith Hampton. See, he writes like my granddad used to write, all in caps. Right, birthday, 24th of November, 1954. Right now, I can't actually be bothered to figure out how old that makes him, but I'll think about it later. Job before, sailor, harborer. Interesting. Okay, good. That could come in handy. Likes hard work, fishing, and construction. 3 things that we really need here. I mean, we need hard workers. Fishing is going to be pretty interesting. We just got to make sure that the fish aren't infected in some way. But that could come in handy. I don't think there's many people here that actually know how to fish. I mean, I kind of know how to fish, and I've done it in the past, but... And construction is useful. Always handy to have hard workers that also are interested in construction. So that's good. Dislikes barnacles, silence, and walkers. Walkers is going to pop up a lot here, I had a feeling anyway. Barnacles is interesting, I suppose. Barnacles were sort of a nuisance for him, being a harbourer and a sailor. I mean, they always cling to boats and animals too, I believe. So, fair enough. And silence is an interesting one. I hate silence too, so I can relate to that one. Okay, medical conditions, none. Number walkers killed at least 200. That's a lot. That's very interesting, that is. Number humans killed at least 12. Okay. Why you killed them? They were no longer acting human. That's a very strong thing to write, I believe. Very deep, too. Interesting. Okay. Any past with saviors, aces, or other? I killed a few aces in my days of saviors in my days of surviving. Okay, interesting. Anything you'd like to take part in? Anything I am needed for, or fishing? Right, that's good. I'm definitely gonna see about him doing some fishing. Maybe he could even open up some kind of fish store or something. I don't know. It's stuff we can figure out. Okay. History, this is only 1 page. So this is interesting. Okay. Okay, here goes nothing. My wife passed a few years before. During, I lost my daughter and my 3 grandchildren. was up to me to free them from their shells, so he had to kill his daughter and his 3 grandchildren, okay? I stayed in many settlements, none of which stood. Saviors took my eye, then I lost my way. I see. Interesting. So that explains the eye patch, and then I lost my way. That's a very interesting thing for him to say. That'll be that guy, won't it? That must be Keith, right? Okay. Next one, I suppose. Okay, full name, Nicole Higgins. Birth date, 12th of July, 1990. That would make her also 28, the same age as Maydeen, I believe. Job before, teacher. That's good. Likes teaching, good. Reading, movies, television. They'll be happy because we have now got a working cinema, which is good. So that'll come in handy considering she likes movies. Dislikes sushi and paperwork. Surprised I'm not seeing walkers again, to be fair. But that's good. Okay, medical conditions, none. Number walkers killed, over 20. Okay. Number humans killed, possibly a dozen. And why you killed them, they tortured me. I see. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I've got to be expecting a lot of bad stories anyway. So, yeah, that makes sense, alright. Any past with aces, saviors, or other? None. Anything you'd like to take part in? Teaching, of course. History. At the beginning, I was at my work. A few of the other teachers, students, and I took refuge at the school for many weeks. It fell, leaving only Sophie and I. Sophie. There must be another person here. We left and got captured soon after. We were tortured in many ways for many years. I'm unsure exactly how many. Eventually I managed to escape and free Sophie. Sophie and I single-handedly killed each of our captors, mostly myself as Sophie was in bad shape. We've been wandering and surviving together since. Right, now, judging by this, if we're going off of 2 girls, or 2 females, I am guessing that it's these 2 over here. These 2 that seem to be reading, so I'm going to guess that the next one is going to be Sophie's book, right? Because that's her friend. Yes, okay. Full name, Sophie Becker. Birth date, 4th of March, 1997, so she's quite young. She's only 21, which is interesting. Okay. Job before, teacher in training, still going to come in handy. She can teach teaching, movies, once again, movies is good. Writing and collecting, interesting. Dislikes socializing and loud sounds. Those are 2 very interesting things. I mean, loud sounds is fair enough. I mean, there were bound to have been a lot of gunshots and a lot of explosions and things like that. And the socializing is a rather interesting one, because that makes me wonder whether she dislikes socializing now because of this whole apocalypse and the things she's been through, or whether socializing was always something she didn't like. So I suppose we'll find out, maybe. Medical conditions, anxiety and depression. Honestly, I'm surprised that there aren't. I was expecting a lot more people to have listed anxiety or depression, to be fair, mostly depression, due to the circumstances of everything that's going on, but I suppose some people won't admit to it. But yeah, it's good that she did. Number walkers killed, over 100. Number humans killed, under a dozen. Why you killed them? They tortured Nicole and I, right? Just like was written in Nicole's. Okay. History. I was at work when everything began. It's where I stayed for a long time at the beginning. It wasn't long until the entire place was overrun. I think this is going to be basically what Nicole has written in hers, but things went downhill fast, and me having anxiety anyway was already struggling with the Walker situation. I see, so this was a pre-existing thing before the apocalypse. Things only got worse from there as Nicole and I got captured by a group of raiders. They tortured and attacked us for at least 2 years. Nicole managed to free herself. I'm still unsure how, but she did. We killed them all together. I killed less than she did, as I was severely injured. My injuries have since healed, but I'm still left with many social and trust issues. I'm hoping that won't cause any problems with me fitting in here. Loud sounds are also an issue for me because of the screams I had to listen to at the school and the gunshots I heard as everything started. Either way, after we escaped, we've constantly been on the move. Now we're here, that's interesting. So the trust issues and the social issues, I suppose. So I'm guessing that she's gonna struggle to socialize and fit in with the other survivors, but I'm sure that as soon as she starts talking to people, she's gonna meet someone that can relate to her and that she can relate to, that'll get her talking. So yeah, that's good. Okay. Next we have full name Kim Weston, birthday 17th of August 1989. Okay. Job before teacher. We've got another teacher. Why are there so many teachers? That's weird. 1 minute we haven't got any teachers. Next minute we now got 3 teachers and 1 that wants to be a teacher. So, looking good. Okay. Likes helping, fighting, writing, and reading. Very interesting things. And dislikes walkers. That's written in all caps. And that's the only thing I see. Medical conditions, none. Number walkers killed, unknown. Number humans killed, too many. Why you killed them. All of them were harming me and my family in one way or another. Any past with aces, saviors, or other. Aces. Aces attacked and destroyed our last community. This was when Claw was in charge, though. This new leader of theirs seems to be more intelligent and somewhat kind-hearted, if that even means anything. It doesn't really, but okay, fair enough. At the beginning, I was teaching, and my son went to the school I taught at. That was the only good thing that came out of that scenario. One of the teachers came to school sick, turned in class, and attacked the children. Jesus. That was the most children walkers I have ever seen. Since then, I've never seen more than 1 together. It wasn't long until everyone started turning. People escaped. I don't know if my friends are alive now, but I'm guessing no. Either way, on my way out, I came across Dirk and Irene. Okay. So this will be, she's listed 3 people already, including herself, which leads me to believe that she's either the woman with the white hair or the woman with the purple hair. Okay, Irene worked in the office at the school, so I knew her anyway. And Dirk worked in the food truck just outside the school entrance. So Dirk must be the guy that I saw had the ponytail. Very interesting. At the school entrance, we weren't close. We weren't close, any of us. But the fact that we knew of each other helped us come together. After the school, we went to everyone's house. First Dirk's, then Irene's, then mine. We got everything we needed. Food, water, clothes, weapons. Then we just drove. We obviously ran out of fuel and had to survive on foot. We survived for about 3 months until we came across a community. Emerton. I've never heard of that one. No one's ever brought that one up. I've never heard of that. Emerton. Interesting. Was its name. We lived there for just under 2 years, had the odd few problems but nothing crazy, until the Aces came. They attacked us, killed our leader and took our supplies. Killed most of the people living there. Only a few of us escaped. We were 4 of them. We saw a few people run away, but once again we don't know if they're alive. We've been on the run since then. Came across a few aces here and there, but nothing we needed to worry about. Now we're here, so that's interesting. They were a community named Emerton. Or Emerton, or something like that anyway. I'm going to go with my way and say Emerton. Interesting. Okay, next. Full name, Darren Weston. This must be her son. Okay, birthday. 3rd of March 2007. That makes him 11. Interesting. Okay, job before. None, obviously. Likes soccer, running, and lizards. Okay. Dislikes walkers and aces. So he obviously knows of what the aces did. Medical conditions, none. Number walkers killed, 12. Number humans killed, 1. Interesting. Why you killed them? They killed my friend Jake. Okay, then. So, revenge killing. Interesting. Any past with aces, saviors, or other? Yes, aces killed my friends. Anything you'd like to take part in? Soccer and school with an exclamation mark. So it seems like someone's excited for that. History all written in Moms. Okay, interesting. Full name, Irene Bravura. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Birthday, 9th of April 1974. I see. Job before school, secretary, librarian. I see. Likes books, writing, parties, and alcohol. Interesting to list. Dislikes the ocean, boats, heights, and aces. I see. Medical conditions, possible alcohol poisoning. Okay. Number walkers killed, unknown. Number humans killed, unknown. Why you killed them, they killed first. Okay. Any parts with aces, saviors, or other? Yes, aces destroyed my last community. Okay. Anything you'd like to take part in? Teaching, working at a library, if there is one. There is one. Interesting. Okay, so another person that would like to take part in teaching. All listed in Kim's. Okay. Finally. Okay. Full name, Dirk Cunning. Birth date, 23rd of March, 1989. Job before, food van owner and a chef. Interesting. Haven't got one of those, I don't think. Likes cooking, learning, the beach, and driving. Dislikes not much, but aces for sure. Okay. Medical conditions, none. Number walkers killed, over 2 dozen. Number humans killed, over 2 dozen. Why you killed them? I killed them before they killed me and my family. Not blood, but family nonetheless. I see. That's good. Any parts with aces, saviors, or other? Yes, only aces. The majority of the people I have killed were aces. Anything you'd like to take part in? Anything to do with cooking, I think. Good. History. My history is Kim and Irene's history also. Everything I went through, they went through with me. Fair enough. Right, so that's those. And now on to the last 2 books. Okay. Full name, Drew St. Clair. Birthday, 23rd of December, 1994. That is 2 days before Christmas Day. Job before, she was a preacher. It's a good thing we got a church. Likes learning, animals, and believing. Fair enough. Dislikes, there's nothing to dislike. Things happen for a reason. Very interesting answers to some of these. Okay. Medical conditions, none that I'm aware of. Interesting. Number walkers killed as many as I had to. Number humans killed 7. Interesting, considering she said she was a preacher. Why? Oh, I presume it's a she, right? Is it a she? I don't think it actually says. I don't know why I presumed that it was a female. I suppose Drew is a male and a female name. I shouldn't presume, but fair enough. Okay, why you killed them? They all went against the moral code. Sin can be forgiven. What they did could not. Interesting. Any parts with aces, saviors, or other? None. Anything you'd like to take part in? Maybe teaching the Lord's words at a church or a school, maybe, if there is one, that is. Can do both. Why not? It doesn't hurt to give people a little bit of hope. History. At the beginning, I was at college. I was at college 4 times a week and giving presentations and hearings for the other 3. Either way, I was at college. Most of my friends turned, and the ones who didn't took advantage of that. The end of days, they said. I tried to tell them that life wasn't over, that God had a plan, but they didn't listen. All they were concerned about were the things they hadn't done, the things they wanted to do before they all died. They fulfilled their wants using me. This went on for many months as they kept finding more and more women. So, yeah, it's definitely a woman. Survivors. They would go out, save people in need, then make them feel like they owed them something, that by saving them they had to do as they were told. It went on like this for months, as I said, until they saved the wrong people, people that didn't actually need saving, people who set up a trap to lure people in, to kill them, to take what they had. That sounds like they were bad people, but they were sent to save me. That's exactly what they did. They saved me. They took me with them, and I survived with them for the longest time until I felt the urge to leave. It's for the best that I did, because when I went back, they were all walkers anyway. One of them would always hide any pills he could find and keep them for himself, so an addict. Okay. I'd seen many people like him. I knew he was trying to cope with everything, but he must have overdosed. Then turned and killed everyone else. After that, I survived on my own. I came across a lot of people that were just lost and crazy, people that were trying to attack and kill me for no reason whatsoever. There was a lot of killing from there to here, but I think it's time to start life again. I'm hoping to do that here. Most of what I just wrote sounds very strange, and I realize that now. It doesn't, but okay, if you say so. It's been at least 3 years since I last used a pen and even went over everything that I've been through. I guess after everything, I lost my faith. Now I've found it again. Interesting. Okay, so we have a preacher. Very interesting. Okay, here we go. Next. Full name. Jywick? I want to say Jywick, but it could be Jywick. I'm not too sure. Jai, okay. Jai, that's helpful. Jai Snyder. Okay. Birth date, February 29th, 1984. Man was born on a leap year. On the leap day, too. I believe those are called leaplings, right? Or something like that. Anyway, I learned in school. Anyway, job before, self-taught blacksmith. Another blacksmith, that'll be our third one. Well, not third, fourth, actually. And then a few people were taking interest in learning, too, which is good. Likes crafting, mining, fighting, and creating. Dislikes blunt weapons and bears. Very interesting, okay. Medical conditions, none. Number walkers killed at least 100. Number humans killed over 20. Why you killed them threatening me or people I was with, meaning he was in a group. And he passed with aces, saviors, or other. I was taken from my original community by saviors. Interesting. Anything you'd like to take part in? Forging tools, weapons, anything that I can help with. Okay. Now for his history. I didn't know about the apocalypse for a few months at the beginning. Okay. I lived in the middle of nowhere and only went into town when I needed something. When I finally needed food, I headed out and saw everything was run down. I was looting a building when 2 guys came across me. I was scared at first. I mean, they were holding guns. Big guns. I knew the people in this town and I'd never seen them before. It was clear there had been an attack. Bullet holes were everywhere. It was the military. I know that now. Either way, I was confused. It wasn't long until I saw my first walker. The guys with guns saved me from them when I had no knowledge of what they were. Turns out they were runners for the community they were staying at. It wasn't much, but they took me there. I watched the place flourish into a thriving community. It had families, animals, crops. It was self-sufficient. Then the saviors found it. Found out I was a blacksmith, and a good one. And they said if I didn't join them, they'd kill everyone. So I agreed, in order to save the people. It was a rough start, and many times I refused to work. The leader of the compound sliced straight down my face and threatened to peel the skin off my face if I didn't work. Wow. I don't know how to explain that excruciating pain I felt when he began peeling my skin. Jesus. I can, jeez. I couldn't take it, so I agreed fully. He made sure that I healed right and retained my eyesight so that I could continue to work. That was before the saviors became what they are now. I was freed eventually, and when I got back home, everyone was dead. The saviors killed them anyway, even after I went with them. The funny thing is that they must have done it the same day they took me, and I never even knew. I've been on my own since then. Wow. Wow. That's got some interesting people with us. I mean, people that have been through a lot by the looks of it too. Some have put it into detail more than others, but let's see who we've got, I suppose. Right, okay, let's see. We'll move that there, and we'll put that there. Right, interesting. Okay. Let's see who we've got. Right, so, Keith. Yeah, okay, good. Nice to meet you. Let me move this out of the way. Nice to meet you. I'm Ryan. I am the leader, or one of the leaders here. I lead the community Hillbourne that has now flourished into this new community built up of 4 separate communities. That is Hillbourne, Gavin's Ranch, Greenport, and Olympus. We have come together to form one giant community, which I hope you'll enjoy your stay. It's good to meet you. And I'm happy to hear that you enjoy fishing. That's going to be a great help, and I appreciate you coming here. Okay. Right, so, woman here. Who's she? Okay, so we've got all these books. Drew St. Clair. Drew St. Clair? Is that... It is you. Okay, that's good to know. I am Brian Forrester. I am one of the leaders of this community, and it's good to have you. It's good to have someone that actually used to be a preacher here. I am happy to tell you that we do have a church. Isn't being used because we don't have anyone to use it. But now that you're here, I mean, I think it's going to go to great use. And I'd also like to say that once we build our school, which we have plans to do, I would love for you to go in and teach the children the Lord's words, as you put it. It's very nice to meet you, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. Right, so there's 2 people down, just a few more to go. Right. Excuse me, ma'am and ma'am. I don't mean to bother you, but, well, obviously I do, but, Nicole and Sophie. So which one's which? Okay, so you're Nicole and you're Sophie. Okay, it's nice to meet you. I'm going to introduce myself again. You might have heard me talking to the other people over there, but I am Brian Forrester. I am one of many leaders, one of the many people on the council we have here, and I lead the community Hillbourne, which has now come to form one giant community that you may have seen on your way in here. As you can see around you, we have many plants growing, we have crops, we have all kinds of things. We have people that have baked goods, we have animals, so we have meat. Whether you eat meat or not, I'm not sure. That's completely up to you. We won't make you do anything you don't want to do, other than work, of course. Everyone has to work. You may have seen the sheep on your way in. That sheep is there to show that we have animals here. And it's nice to meet you both, and I hope that you guys are going to fit in here. And I just wanted to say about your social anxieties and your social issues and trust issues. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think you're going to be surprised when you meet some of the people here and be surprised by how you can relate to them. So I don't think you've got anything to worry about, and I think you're going to fit in just fine here. Okay, it's nice to meet you. Right, now we've got these guys. Okay. Excuse me. I'd like to introduce myself. If you guys can introduce yourself first. I mean, I know who you guys are. I mean, we've got Dirk, we've got Irene or Kim, one you two, I'm not too sure, and we've got Darren. So, you're Kim. Okay, so Kim with the purple hair. I like your tattoo too, it's cool. You got another one as well. Lightning bolt. Cool. Right, well, anyway, we can talk more afterwards, but I am Ryan Forrester, and I am one of the many leaders in this fine community. If you have any issues or things like that, feel free to find me and speak to me about things. It's good to hear that you're a teacher. It's good to know that you want to go back to school, because we are working on a school right now. It's good to know that you are a chef, and we really are in need of that. I mean, we have bakers and things like that. We have a lovely woman here who owns her own bakery and makes the best cakes and the best pork pies I have ever eaten. And that's not exaggerating. She makes the tastiest things, and cookies too. Just don't forget cookies. She makes wonderful cookies too. But it's going to be nice to have a chef that can make all kinds of other dishes. And I wanted to obviously introduce myself and welcome you to the community. So we'll wait around for your clothes to be cleaned and everything to be cleaned, and we will return your clothes to you. Your weapons will go with the rest of the weapons. I know you may be wondering how come I have a sword on my back. Now the reason for that is because I just don't take it off. I know it's kind of weird to say, but I just don't take it off. I feel lost without it, I suppose. I mean, this sword has gotten me out of many situations, and I'd be dead many times over if I didn't have it, so I suppose I feel connected to it. But either way, I'm going to wait here until all of your clothes are cleaned and everything, and then I, myself, personally, will escort you all the way up to the community, and I will allow you to pick out where you guys want to be staying, okay? So it's nice to meet you, and I will see you around. Okay. Right, now we're going to have to go all the way around to get to these people over here. So I've introduced myself to most people, and man, this has been going on for a while. I think it's been, let me check the clock, it's been nearly an hour. Wow, that's crazy. It's been a long time. Okay, okay, I'll introduce myself to the family last. You must be Jai, right? That is how you pronounce it. Good. I am Ryan Forrester. I am one of the many leaders, as I've said that about God knows how many times now. But it's nice to meet you, Jai. It's good to know that you're a blacksmith. We already have two blacksmiths here who I think you're gonna get on very well with. So I will of course introduce you to them, and you will most likely be working alongside them. We have a blacksmith's workshop, actually, so you'll have your own space to work. So you all have your own room, because I know that personal space is a big thing, especially when it comes to being a blacksmith and forging tools and things like that. I know it comes in handy to have the freedom to move and all of that. So I also wanted to say sorry about your community and what the Saviors did to it, and the people that you knew, and for the scar you now have on your face. I'm sorry for that pain you felt as well. I mean, reading the detail you put into your history about the excruciating pain you felt, as you can see by the burn on my face, and you can just about see a few scars on my arms. There's plenty of those. As you can see, hasn't been an easy road for me either. Hasn't been an easy road for many people here, so it's nice that you're still here and that you haven't given up, because many people that have been through the same things as you have given up. I mean, I've seen that many times over the years, so it's nice to meet you, and I hope you enjoy your stay at this fine community. And finally, ma'am, it's nice to meet you. You must be Maydeen, and you must be Sammy, and you must be Massey. Now see, I know that because of obviously the scar, of course. And you two have different coloured eyes. I mean, you both have green eyes, but Sammy's are darker than Massey's, I just noticed. But it's nice to meet you. I am Ryan Forrester. It's probably weird me just walking up to you. I know you looked a bit surprised right then, but I am Ryan Forrester. I am part of the council and one of the four. Is it four now? No, one of the few. I'm gonna put it that way. I don't know exactly how many. I mean, there's me, Gracie, and Rob. But other than that, we have a council here. I am one of the main leaders, I suppose, or that's what people say anyway. So I basically organise quite a lot of things, and obviously then run the ideas by the council. It's you said you were a company CEO and you are interested in teaching, which is going to be very interesting. So I am happy to say that we are working on a school. So your daughters can go to school if you wish. That's completely up to you. You're not forced to send them to school if you don't think that that's something they need, because it probably isn't. But if you want to anyway, then you can. So the choice is there anyway. Of course, we'll be giving you a job. You'll be assigned a job based on what you did or what you want to do. So that will be over the next few days, and obviously we're going to wait here. I'll be here too, waiting for your clothes to be cleaned. Then we will hand them back to you, and I will escort you all around the community. I will give you a quick tour, and I will allow you to choose where you want to stay. I mean, you can either stay in already existing houses, or you can request to build your own home, which is obviously an option. And I'll tell that to everyone else too. But for now, obviously, we're going to have to put you in either you pick a house, or we'll have to put you in an apartment for now until you finish building your house, if that's what you choose to do. So once again, it's nice to meet you, and I hope you enjoy your stay. So if you have any questions or anything, I'll be waiting over by where you signed in with the woman with the green hair. Her name is Jen. So I'll be stood over there. If you need anything, if you have any questions, just head on over there and ask away. Okay? It's nice to meet you. Okay, right, well, that is a lot of people I just introduced myself to. And yeah, it's been 45 minutes. Look at that, jeez. time really flies, huh? I mean, it didn't feel like that long, but it's how long it's been, I could tell. I mean, watch works again, so it's a good thing I kept my granddad's watch. I mean, I wouldn't know what the time was without it, but... Right, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna obviously put these books back. So, we'll put these books back in there. And interesting, so we've got quite the large group, so I'm gonna stand here with you, and of course, if they have any questions, they can come and see me, so... Okay, this is an amazing, absolutely amazing start to creating a thriving community, and I am really super excited for the future.